Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you are welcome. My name is Anita Fon, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notification every time I upload a new tutorial to my channel. If you're a old member, you are welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to cut and sew this flare pan or a circle pan step by step. So if you want to know how I go about it, keep on watching. First thing I did was to go ahead and fold my fabric right side facing each other. And take note, I'm folding up my fabric like this because I want to be able to cut my two pieces together. The next thing I will do is to go ahead and mark 3.5 inch for the front, and for the back I'll mark 4 inch. After doing so, I'll just go ahead to connect that up. The next thing I'm going to do is to take round my waist, which is 27. I will divide it by 3. Why am I dividing it by 3? Is because this is a flare pant. This is not like the normal pant. Mine is 27. 27 divided by 3 is going to give me 9 inch. I'll go ahead to mark it up until I get to the other end. After marking that up, I'm going to go ahead and connect it up like so. After connecting it up, I'll go ahead now to extend up my lines. Then we'll move now to the length of my shorts. For the length of my short, I'll be using my waistband of 2 inch. So I will minus that 2 inch from my length. My length altogether is going to be 16 inch, including the hemming allowance. Look at how I'm placing up my tape. You're just going to mark it all the way round till we get to the other end. I will mark that up and connect it up. After marking it, the next thing I'm going to do is to put my crotch tip. How to get a crotch tip is take round your hip. Mine is 36, and you will divide that 36 by 4. Will give me 9 inch, but I'll go down by ½ inch, okay? Then now I'll take that 9 inch to get the crotch extension. Take that 9 inch and divide it by 4. 9 divided by 2 is going to give me 4.5. 4.5 divided by 2 is going to give me 2.025. I will extend it up here like so. Just connect it up like this and go ahead. You can use your free hand here. Connect it up like that. You see what I just did here? The next thing I'm going to do is I will come on this that measurement we use, which is 2.025. I will minus ½ inch from there. 2.025 minus ½ inch from there, I'll be left with 1.075. And I'm sorry you're not seeing this place, but you're going to see when we are working on the back. But just go ahead and minus it and connect it up. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing to the back, and here is the front. We'll be moving now to the back. So I'll still come here and mark that 9.5 that I marked for the front. Then you will take 1/4 of your hip, which mine is 9 inch. 9 divided by 2 is going to give me 4.5. 4.5 divided by 2 is going to give me 2.025. Then I'll be adding ½ inch to it because we are working on the back. The crotch extension of the back is always longer than the front, which I'm going to be left with 2.075. Connect that up like that. You see what I just did? Take up whatever you have here, which is 2.075 minus ½ inch. From there, we will be left with 2.025. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to explain. Just connect it up like that. Then after doing so, I'm going to go ahead now to mark it up the back. Then I'll be cutting this up, but before I go ahead and cut it up, I'll be adding up my ½ inch of allowance. I'll do the same thing to here at this top part as well, because we'll be needing that ½ inch to join the pieces together. After connecting that up, I'll just go ahead and cut that up. I hope you really follow the way I'm cutting up this piece. As you can see, I mark up the front and I also mark up the back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do for the front, where I mark my F, I'm going to go down by ½ inch, okay, to make it a little bit deeper than the back, like we're making a normal pan. I'll just trim that ½ inch away up like this. After doing so, I'm going to be adding up pocket to this pan. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold it up like this into 2, and I'll separate that up. Next thing I'm going to do is to move this aside. I'm going to be cutting up the pocket. To be able to cut the pocket, I'll just place my hand like this and I'm going to trace that off. After tracing it, I'll just go ahead to cut it off. We'll be needing 4 pieces for this, for both the right and the left. Now I'll go ahead and fold again my fabric like this into 2 to cut my waistband. What I have here is 2 inch. I'll be adding ½ inch to it for the joining it to the pan. Then I'll take round my waist, which is 27 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. Altogether is 28. Then I'll go ahead to mark that up and I'm going to connect that up. After marking it, I'll just go ahead to cut that up. After cutting it, I have my pocket here, so you can see my 4 piece, and I have my waistband and my 4 piece for the pants and also a zipper. Next thing I want to do is to go ahead to mark 2.5 inch from here. That is where we're going to start adding up our pocket from. I'll do the same thing to the other side, like this. I'm going to mark it up here as well. Now, after marking that up, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead now. I will pin up my pocket. Okay, I'm going to pin up my pocket. Look at how I'm going to do is I will be placing my right side of my pocket facing the right side of my piece. I'll do the same thing to the other side. After pinning that up or take it to the machine, I will going to stitch about ½ inch away. When I'm done stitching it up, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my back piece. I'll be pinning right side facing each other. I'm going to pin up the crush like this. I'll also do the same thing to the front piece as well. Right side, make sure you're placing right side facing each other. Then I'll stitch ½ inch away. And then since I'm going to be adding up my zipper for the back, I'll just go ahead, place up my zipper like this. I'll be marking where I will start stitching from, like this. I'll start stitching from that point all the way downward where I mark, okay? I'll stitch ½ inch away. And when you're done stitching it, this is the time for you to go ahead and overlock it up.